reliable with the never move.
Very true.
They started to move towards, oh, we need to get Aphromoo back on Alistar or something to create those plays for us. So, you know, oh, the Bard's going to come off the ban list pretty quickly here, as Bunny had a really great performance on that.
That was one of my notes as well. Jensen / VIktor, Bunny / Bard. Those two were going crazy, as well as Jensen's Azir. For that to be left up could mean bad things.
Yeah, I feel like Jensen just all around has been a great mid laner.
Really
He's carried over from last split. We talked about, you know, coming out of last year's Worlds, he really shot out of the gate. A lot of improvements individually for him, and he's kept up that level of play, which is really impressive, and one of the reasons why they kept him intact at the mid lane.
A few of the junglers have actually been going to the wayside, seeing quite a few Nidalee Kindred games come in here, as we've seen Olos now get banned out. These supports, Vladimir in the mid. Ryze continues to find himself a spot on the bench, but Kindred will be banned out as the last one.
Yeah, this Olaf ban is perplexing, actually, because, I mean, technically, I guess that could be a double ban for top lane as well as jungle, but the vast majority of play has been in the jungle so far. And Nidalee, as you said, not on the ban list, only Kindred as far as the tier 1s go. So Rek'Sai gets taken over, and she's been the one really moving up the ladder as far as jungle tier list to topple the Kindred and Nidalee that both received nerfs on this patch that we're on. 6.11, by the way.
6.11. What will they pick on the other side? Showing the Aurelia for possibly some mind games after seeing that Rek'Sai. Whoever's had Aurelia in the top lane, it's been the fast Sheen, a little jungle pressure, and they can take that lane and run with it. We saw what Lorlo did against Darshan the other day in the Team Liquid vs CLG, and we've seen a lot of the other Aurelias kind of having their own game in that top lane and controlling it for the team. Cloud9, 14 seconds. They like to take their time and then lock it in. Give the other team only 60 seconds to kind of wrap their mind around those picks and then go in. It's going to be the Gragas and the Trundle.
Yeah, Meteos going to take up the Gragas once again. It's one of his long-time favorite champions.
Yep.
Not quite up there with Zach in the Elise, but maybe next tier below for him. And it's been really strong. Him and Santorin, I think, have both been very impressive to me as far as the junglers that have been going back to Gragas here. You know, when the Rek'Sai is taken away. But I also want to touch on this top lane pick here, the Trundle for impact. We mentioned, you know, both these top laners are kind of feeling like they're underperforming a little bit. There's nothing to boost your confidence like, all right, I got the Trundle, I'm solid in the top lane, I can just go hand-to-hand combat with pretty much everybody and come out ahead because I can steal all your stats.
We just saw this happen as well. I'm not going to be able to remember it, but the Trundle-Aurelia matchup, Trundle did get that 1v1 kill. We'll see if it can happen again. Impact knows to play that strong, and he knows to play it aggressive. He's not just going to sit back and farm, so we'll be waiting for that kill lane. Next pickups for Counter Logic Gaming as they try to round out a composition that will work together. As we said, it was a little bit of criticism from the analyst desk yesterday that the comps didn't mesh as well. We'll see what they can do here. 3 picks in. The next ones are Braum and Lucian.
I do like these next round pickups. You know, Braum, anytime you see Gragas, Braum is a great pickup because we always talk about Gragas, always great because he's one of the few junglers that actually can bring disengage. You know, it looks like Cloud9 may be going for a 1-4 here with Trundle trying to split push and then have Gragas with the rest of the crew maybe split push or maybe disengage or engage with the ultimate. But Braum popping up here, he can really put a stop to a lot of moves, Gragas and Ashe included.
Ooh. Somebody's going down if you get hit with an arrow.
Yeah, so they said, you know what, we'll just turn up the engage. A lot of crowd control from the bottom lane. As we've been talking about, a trend we've been seeing over the last few weeks pretty much across the world, a lot more utility from the bottom lane. Ashe rising in priority. Thresh is right there with them. So Cloud9, they have a lot of opportunities to make plays with the lineup that they're picking. Braum is a good answer from CLG to stop some of those. And then Rek'Sai is pretty good all around. So we'll see what CLG decide to round this out with, because as of right now, it's a very generic team comp for them. Can go pretty much any direction with those first 3 picks.
I was wondering which side the Ashe would go on. It's such a huge initiation overall, but both Cloud9 and Counter Logic Gaming, with the Bard picks, with the Ashe picks in the past, they fight so much better when they have a half a second to evaluate that fight and then go in off the Bard ult. We saw it yesterday with Cloud9. We've seen it from the Ashe arrows on Cloud9 or on CLG, but with that Ashe pickup, it's going to be very hard to get into that back line and not take an arrow to the face. Stixxay and Aphromoo pick up Swain and VIktor. The Swain still going in on the side of Counter Logic Gaming, so that means Huhi gets the VIktor in mid.
Yeah, CLG, they talked a little bit about, they feel the double mage is really strong right now, going right back to that Swain for Darshan. This time around, though, they've got Flash Rek'Sai unburrows for engages, and then Braum for the follow-up. Braum can also be a primary engage. It's just it takes a lot more work from the support, and they have to be very precise with the rest of the team because his engage is a lot more delayed. So it's pretty much going to be that 1-2 punch they're looking for. Xmithie full tank Rek'Sai into the Braum if they want to be the ones trying to get that engage. Cloud9, they're the ones with a lot more utility here. And if they lock in the Azir as well, not only has Jensen had great individual performances on that champion, but look at this team comp. That it looks like a very, very versatile team comp. The only thing is, we'll see how their early game goes. Cloud9 coming into this week, they averaged the second highest gold lead at 15 minutes of all the teams from week 1.
Very strong at trying to get their foot down early, or very good, I should say, at getting their foot down early, finding at least Sneaky and Bunny FuFuu a safe lane, and making sure Impact and Meteos go off. Jensen as well, smiling on your screen, has had some very big objective plays lately, especially on that Azir. Now it's up to CounterLogic Gaming. They're looking to start stronger here at the end of week 2. They've been having some follies back and forth, but still say growing, trying to find out what champions, what avenues work for them. We've heard it from multiple players on their team that it is all coming together, and it will come together very soon for them.
Yeah, and for both teams, they're looking for it to come together in those team fights. You know, everybody's really focusing on those mid and late game team fights, how the entire team comp works together, because that's the crucial moments. You know, it's a lot more rare that we see teams just try and win off of, you know, side lanes pushing all the way.
I love it as well because aren't as many swaps. We get lane matches. We get more fights. That's what the play-by-play loves. And then Kobe can do all the analysis that he wants. Pick which team is going to win this matchup. Let us know by tweeting your votes with the hashtag CLG win or the hashtag C9 win to @LOL eSports. We'll tally those up and make sure they get put on the screen. You are participating in this game just as much as the players, I promise, and everybody in the room that's ready for this CounterLogic Gaming versus Cloud9 matchup. The best of 3. Another thing I'm loving coming into this season because we get to see the players mold and develop from game to game, just seeing how their play maybe goes from support play-ish to aggressive play. To playing something in the top lane that's a tank to then maybe that's aggressive. You get it everything, all of it, rather, in the best of 3. We're about to start right now.
I like it. The crowd is hyped up, even though we're in the theater here. They can hear us in the other stage.
Yes!
All right, we got a little bit of early movement here. They're grouping up on the top side. Impact just gonna run for the hills. He should be fine though. Kane's, you know, Darshan's got the cane, pretty slow. They're moving in for the lane swap board, so should be standard. Bunny FuFuu gonna try and get one deep board there for Cloud9 on the other side. Impact, if he takes Q, oh, he doesn't want to stick around. Very dangerous with the Braum.
I feel like the bird's holding back. I feel like Beatrice holds back a little bit. Because technically, in the emote, that bird can lift Swain, right?
Holy moly.
So, let's hold him back. See our Keystone Masteries across the board. Pretty much from what we expect we would see. Impact's not going to go back on that. He doesn't need to. He's going to resource, or rather, get his resources back off of the camps. And bot lane is going to be matched up as we see Sneaky Bunny FuFuu heading down. Looks like nobody's going to try and take the camps away either for that.
Yeah, and the deep board.
Level 2.
Also, that deep board that we saw Bunny FuFuu go for, the one deep board Cloud9 got, did spot them trying to take Krugs. It's just that the movement here from Cloud9 looks a little bit late to stop the Krugs. Bunny FuFuu's going over there, but he's not going to stop him, and that is going to be the experience advantage for CLG heading into the 2 versus 2 even matchup. Exactly where Stixxay and Darshan and Aphromoo would like to be. Sneaky and Bunny shouldn't get surprised though. At least Bunny was able to see the Krug steal there, so.
Ooh, nice little hook.
Patented Bunny FuFuu threading through the minions. You don't think it should be able to get there, but again, the experience advantage is for Aphro and Stixxay.
Nice by Bunny FuFuu to step in front of that, so he was the one to take the damage, playing bodyguard for Sneaky there, but Aphromoo and Stixxay kind of noticed that early push through. They try to get the concussive blows down, so the bot lane aggressive, like to see that already, as a few auto attacks are traded back and forth here during the siege wave, as they have time for the minions to farm themselves out, so they can farm each other. Yeah, a little damage.
We'll see. Neither of these guys really want to press up too far past the river.
No.
You do want to get your minion control, but Overextending around the 3-minute mark in standard setup is where junglers can come out at that level 3 with red buff. Rek'Sai's already got her red buff. Meteos working on his. Grab that one up, and this is where everybody gets a little bit more cautious, and all the junglers are looking for the lanes that are trading heavily, and you know, trying to get that early wave control so they can punish for it.
Big opening for Punish in that top lane versus Impact with his teleport up. If they were to get him down on this push, that could actually mean a long walk back to lane for him. 19 to 15 in CS, so if he can't clean this up, that would hurt. No pressure though. Stay safe for now.
Yeah, in fact, gave up a couple CS in order to not lose a bunch more life. You don't want to be low life with a large wave heading at your turret. Obviously, you never want to be low life, but as you were saying, it's a definite clear signal that a dive might be coming if you get low with a giant wave. Everybody loves trying to deny those.
That's got to feel good.
Rek'Sai as your jungler, #1 pick for mid laners. They love it because Rek'Sai always gives over the blue buff. And,
not in solo queue. I don't experience that in solo queue.
Oh, really? You got some stingy junglers down there.
So something's wrong here. We'll see how he affects Jensen. If you could just keep pushing Jensen into the turret, back and come back. That's what Huhi did basically during MSI. Pick those champions, Aurelion, Soul, Rise, VIktor, that could just clear the wave out. Go back, come back to lane with a new item and keep doing it. Keep that pressure on the lane. But Jensen's gonna stand tall and just soldiers right in his face. He says, blue buff? What blue buff?
Wave control battle going on here still. Potions are just gonna run out for Huhi now. So if Huhi wants to stick around, might need some more vision. Xmithie is gonna lend his tremor sense to allow Huhi to hover a little bit closer to the bottom side. Plus, it feels really good as a jungler to get both of the first spawn scuttle crabs. First spawn scuttle crabs are basically free money for junglers, especially ones like Rek'Sai that do have a stun or knock up that's gonna take off a bunch of the armor of scuttle crab. So pick those up, especially the first ones. Definitely worth it for the vision as well as cash.
Early jungler delicacy.
Yes, love me some scuttle crabs with a little bit of salt.
Oh, is that what they top it with?
NA tops everything with salt.
Okay.
Got me there.
So Jensen, even without this blue, is zeroing quite well in the mid lane. Has a bit of a 1 CS lead, just about 1 wave for himself. No jungle pressure towards really any of the lanes just yet either.
Our first jungle move to talk about there is the invade from Meteos, getting down that deep vision. Charge up both of his ward slots on his trinket. Go in there, drop a couple, and he will see Xmithie when he heads over. Xmithie, I think, smited the Raptor buff though, so he's probably gonna get some money off one of those wards. It does proc. Meanwhile, flash down bottom from Stixxay. Can he deny the cannon? Oh no, he cannot. Unlucky.
Got him. Almost had it. Whether it was a good hook, it was a zoning hook. Stixxay couldn't stand still for very long there.
Yeah. Sneaky and Bunny do know that Rek'Sai's up top because of those wards that Meteos put. Even though Xmithie was able to clear one of them, they gave up his position. They were alerted, and they know that they can just hold that wave. So pretty much, yeah, everybody just holding on. Wave battles going on here. Finally, Huhi is pushed out of lane. As we said, there was that potion advantage for Jensen. He's really punishing in CS though. That's more than a single wave. That's a couple there he's been able to get as far as the advantage. Even though Huhi gets back first, he's not going to be able to catch back up. And
Huhi got bumped. He was about 6 seconds into a back, and Jensen put a soldier, poked him right in the butt, made him stop. Huhi lost a lot of time on that one. So already a level there. And the waves, as we were talking about, we'll see what Jensen can do when he gets back to lane. 56 to 55 between these top laners. Impact and Darshan definitely going to prove useful once they get to the fights. That teleport is back up for Impact as well, so we may see some action here soon.
Oh yeah, junglers are level 6. Everybody's fighting over vision. This is where we start to see the first couple of blows thrown. Talking about that top lane though, pretty even. As we said, Trundle has a pretty good advantage on most hand-to-hand combat situations and melee champions, but one of the reasons Darshan goes for the Swain ranged champion, able to play it pretty safe up in there, plus dish out some nice harass, and everybody's staying pretty even except for this mid lane where Jensen is carrying his weight. It is kind of made up by the jungle there. Xmithie jungle camps are worth a lot more than, you know, lane CS, and he's got that slight lead over Meteos, who went for the vision approach. Plus, Gragas has a little bit of a tough time keeping up with Rek'Sai. Oh, spot. A lot of healing with both of those ults, so we nobody getting too excited. Just good old clobberfest.
Like, when you guys actually gonna hit each other? You just ulted. Very nice hook play. That's Aphromoo. Could be going down. The heal comes out from Stixxay. The flash backward and the ignite is not enough. Stixxay with the instant heal as Aphro almost went down. Definitely a misplay, however. Bunny goes too far in. It's a draw on the kill for support, and now the ADs go toe-to-toe. Sneaky's gonna come out on top, and a double kill for him.
Oh my goodness, Stixxay dodges the death sentence, but Aphromoo walks right in and says, here you go, have a consolation prize. You get first blood now, Sneaky, and they get the double kill as well.
8 summoners in the bot lane.
That was actually a ridiculous bottom lane trade. Started off with a really high skill play there from Bunny, getting the hook in, boom, right into the Ashe arrow, but then got a little wonky there. So boom, there it is. Bunny starts it off, great arrow chain, and they think they get it. Sneaky flashes, I think, oh, it was just a good reaction flash from Aphro. I thought that the auto attack timer might not have been reset, but it was. Here's the really crazy part though, because Bunny flashes in, and Aphro walks up at the same time to lend some moral support for Stixxay. Ends up dying first, so not only was it the double for Sneaky, but he also got that first blood cash in. Woo. Dive up top though, Meteos arrives just in time, and Impact is very happy he gets to clean up CS as well as not die.
You gotta be pretty careful here. There's no mana there on Meteos. He's still a big guy, but they are not really giving him any respect. You're gonna see Xmithie going in through the jungle, see if he can steal anything, and also leave a few tunnels behind so he can make his way to the jungle faster if need be.
Yeah.
What a bunch of action going down. Everybody in the bot lane gonna play safe now since all of their summoners are down. There may just be some jungle love there, but jungle in the top.
Impact does have ultimate and flash to try and outplay, but it's gonna be rough.
Oh, there's the flash. Gets to a safe spot.
He does it.
As long as he dodges one of the CCs, there's actually not too much crowd control, so he kind of just walks himself into a bit of safety there.
Yeah, so both sides feel okay about that. You know, they forced out the flash from Impact. That sentence put a stop to things there. Good calling there from Stixxay.
Oh, he let it hit him! It was still hitting Sneaky on the edge. Bunny FuFuu wasn't able to clear enough. They make it Aphro here again! They take him down, another flay into the turret.
This bottom lane is awesome! Very exciting trades here. Back with the Bunny FuFuu Thresh back in the mix, and he is making plays happen for the team. Sneaky's now racked up all 3 kills for Cloud9. And this is not going to be an arrow bot Ashe.
No.
Sneaky's going to be a very, very threatening Ashe. And that's just going to mean that CLG's flash Rek'Sai into Braum initiation we talked about is going to be that much more important. They're really going to need some lockdown for this Ashe. He is a prime target, doesn't have an escape of his own. So CLG definitely their focus once we transition more towards the mid game.
This becomes scary. What do you do now? So where was the arrow? Arrow's up.
Hook in here. That's to be the disengage, right? But here comes move number 2 as Stixxay gets off a
But how good does this look? You're like, oh, he's dead, right? I'm gonna kill him.
So the thing is, yeah, with the Ashe arrow,
right to the face.
The visuals can be a bit deceiving for people because the hitbox for the arrow is towards the back end of the arrow. So if the tip goes through you, you know, you try and dodge the tip, you actually can get hit by the end of it. The reason they made it that way is because it looks really weird if Ashe had to fire a point blank arrow and it started behind her with the tip right at her nose, then that would be weird. It's sticking out the back. But yeah.
She fires an arrow 4 times the size of her body.
All right,
we're already
maybe that will be the least of the issues with
I'm just kidding. But no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be hit by the end, I guess, right?
Yeah, so for all the people that are looking to make those highlight plays you see on YouTube, dodging, flashing over Ashe arrows, you know, the Zed shadowing through them, dodge the back end of it. It's about the back, like 2/3, maybe half.
We'll get that statistic for you later. 20.6 to 19.2. 3-1.
Rek'Sai gonna come up here? Darshan wants a piece of
hovering.
control.
Oh, I see where you're oohing about. I was looking at the scoreboard, and now I see sitting in his nest. Oh, so ready, but Darshan's out of mana here, so they really just gonna be Xmithie swinging for the hills.
Where do I go?
They're gonna walk it out. They're just gonna go ahead, nice long walk on the beach. Impact's gonna go down. This does give knowledge to the top lane, possibly aggression for Sneaky and Bunny FuFuu in their winning bot lane. So they actually hold off as CLG is already pushed back under their turret.
Great thing about Rek'Sai as well, you make a play like that up top, you can just ult back bottom. There it is, the scream we all know and love. Meteos was going to go for that counter jungle, try and take a camp maybe as price for the gank, but not going to happen with Rek'Sai. She protects her own territory. Nice tunnel network already set up. One of the things you mentioned earlier, actually, that I want to go back to is, leaving tunnels in more aggressive areas. Try and hide them in brush more, a bit further up into enemy territory so that you can pull off some more of those sneaky plays and reposition when opportunities really are going to pop up where you need to get there very quickly around Dragon or around the enemy territory, around their jungle. That's one of the big differences between the really high-level Rek'Sai players and people just starting out. Finding areas to hide tunnels and actually protect them for laners for return ganks.
Xmithie, some optimal ones on his side. It looks like his has been cleared out, mostly on Cloud9. They were there quite some time ago. Chronologic Gaming has been somewhat confined their side of the map so far. They did just get impact, but it was on their side of the map. Pushed up a little too far. Tiamat into what looks like he's going all the way to that Ravenous.
Yeah.
He'll be quite strong once he gets to it and split his way off into the distance.
Yeah, we have seen, a couple of the people go Titanic, and, I feel like that's kind of a middle ground between splitting and team fighting, because you do want some early HP if you are going to have multiple people to deal with, but if you're going to be dedicated split pushing, Ravenous is so good. You clear the wave almost instantly. You gain so much life back. So you can go in for those little trades, then just heal up off a minion wave almost instantly. Then you can even roam around and try and make some roam plays or gain some vision advantages. But Titanic definitely does have some benefits as far as getting that flat health early. If you are going to get into more skirmish situations.
Well, I'd love to see that. I'm sure Impact wants to fight. He already loves to. He's been ganked quite a few times. Probably one of the reasons he got a little bit of that resistance in his null magic mantle and then more damage, so he could get around Darshan and Xmithie. But those teleports have not been used for aggression just yet, just farming.
Yeah, let's take a look at these junglers now. Meteos going in for this. Oh!
Flash for the flash. The cask is still there. They're just holding on to it now. Xmithie comes in on that one saying, I'm going to throw on the Chaos Storm. This makes
more fighting. Let's
arrow
go!
to the face. Once again, Bunny FuFuu hook going to be coming up in about 4 seconds. They're not even going to need it. Kill and a kill. 4-0-1 now for Sneaky as Bunny picks up his first. And they're just taken down.
Aphromoo are getting crushed, and they're not even done here. Jensen and Meteos never found their way out.
Jensen has enough to continue fighting. This Impact comes down now, and Xmithie's in a bad spot. He's looking for Darshan to be the one to bait them away here, and Xmithie almost has to leave the fight completely. Darshan may, and he will, have to flash out of this. Teleport is down from getting back into this fight as well. So CLG just use a lot and get a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, CLG, they... Okay, well, I was going to say they might consider, trying to end lane phase, switch it up, swap away so they stop bleeding kills down bottom, but Cloud9 are going to do it for them. They take the turret on top of 5 kills off of the bottom lane, and it's going to be rough for CLG to recover from that because they're not gaining advantages on the other side. Darshan's getting the beat down.
Pulling Xmithie up here once again. He's going to try to bait him into a fight. He feels like, I just put aggression onto you, but you backed off. Why are you going aggro now? I think Impact senses the fact that he's about to be ganked, so goes back, allows his summoners to stay up, and Cloud9 has just been catapulting themselves into the lead off the aggression here, and CLG kind of trying to find an opening. In the bot lane, I'm surprised they still are, because the arrows are quite deadly, especially at 4-0-1, but they're still going cut pretty hard.
Yeah, bottom lane is just
see it again.
Outplayed, and it's CLG initiating over and over again. It's just these counter initiations from Cloud9. Bunny FuFuu continues to land almost every death sentence, and a pretty slick double kill there as well.
Little shuffle, and that's something we were kind of expecting to see from Bunny FuFuu, right? People expected that the first time he came on, and there was kind of the back and forth where it was high again. Now Bunny FuFuu steps back in, and this is the split people were thinking Bunny should have had when he stepped in.
And it's back to original Bunny FuFuu here. Thresh main from the very beginning.
Right.
Comes up with huge plays for the team. Now they're rotating over mid. This is what happens. Your bottom lane wins so hard. It's going to affect your mid lane, and Huhi
leads out into every lane. Huhi goes down. Aphromoo is going to try to stop it. Sneaky, or Stixxay, I should say, comes in with the last culling bullet. Scratches the back there. Meteos gets him to go down, and they finally trade one back in their favor, but they're still losing a lot around the map here. Yeah. Mid almost down.
That is going to be big for CLG. They really need some extra cash on Stixxay because he needs to be a very big damage source for that mid-game fight. Otherwise, they are going to struggle. CLG, they need to try and take advantage of the fact that Cloud9, while they do have a lot of playmaking ability, a lot of their playmaking ability is reliant on skill shots and combination plays. So CLG do have the opportunity to try and outplay a lot of these abilities from Cloud9. Just so far, they have not been doing it. Field attempt.
I don't know if they want to fight that one fully. Letting that go away. Jensen feels all right. Saying, team, it's fine. We don't need that right now. Mid lane 209 to 181. Top lane's pretty even, as well as the AD carries here. It's just the kills that have happened in this bot lane. You can see Sneaky stepping in, CLG stepping away. Don't really want to be too close because they also don't have too much vision around this area to keep themselves safe at this point in the game.
Yeah. CLG grabbing that top lane turret kind of opens up the map for them, but not really, as a lot of the focus is going to be around the early Drakes here, and the Rift Herald's about gone, so Baron's going to find his way up there, and that's way too dangerous of an objective, so yeah, not going to help them too much, and Cloud9 move right in to their area of power. Yes, our bottom lane with the extra 5 kills.
I think very easy. The Ocean Drake now.
Take the Ocean Drake.
Works for them. Where do they go from here now? We have Impact with his Ravenous Hydra finished up. That Rylai is there for Jensen. Everything enables them to continuously using arrows or hooks to lock down one kill. So far, Stixxay's been the only one to feel that. We haven't really seen what happens when these teams get together as 5.
Yeah, we'll see what Sneaky is able to pull off next, because next item will probably be Infinity Edge as he goes for that very, very big combo. Essence River right into the Hurricane is what we see a lot from Ashe. You know, get a bunch of cooldown reduction, you get that AoE, multiple bolts, extra bolts for your slows. But once the Infinity Edge comes in, you even have a lot of power behind those crits. So he becomes a very, very, very big threat. As of right now, even sitting on those 2 items though, wherever he goes, Cloud9 have a lot of control. See if you can go for some cross-map arrows though, because everyone from CLG have swapped down bottom. We're going to try and... Whoa! Early Baron, 21 minutes in. Meteos going to try and take it.
The sense is there.
But that is super risky. That is... Oh, Xmithie gets hooked.
The slows and the catches that they have, they can continuously go, and he got his tunnel in just in time, scrapes himself through. But just taking about half of his health, but Cloud9 is thwarted on this.
Even though nobody for Cloud9 really dies there, that's a big mistake, and they actually lose a lot of tempo. Look at down bottom.
Yep.
Stixxay's pushing, and CLG's just trying to keep Cloud9 here and try and delay their moves. They push up on mid lane. They've already taken bottom lane. This might be a 2-for-1 tower trade if Swain here, Darshan, can move up and stop Sneaky from finishing off his turret. Can't do it.
Bunny FuFuu roaming back to get here and help Sneaky. There it is. When the lantern is there, you take it. Sneaky safe. He gets out. They get the top turret as well. Mid's actually getting quite a bit of pressure here, and they may be able to throw Meteos and the crew off. Gravity field goes down, but it looks like they're able to hold enough with the barrels and the soldiers. So losing bottom, almost losing Sneaky in top, but Cloud9's able to still grab some. Like you said, though, there's definitely momentum lost there.
Yeah, that's some good
Baron.
Little bit of breathing room for CLG, which they definitely needed. Cloud9 let up a little bit on the gas, and no teleport means it kind of removes a lot of the plays you're thinking they would set up, right? You know, they've got the split push Trundle. He's already got it Ravenous. is in a great spot to create that side lane push. They have an Ashe, you know, plus a Gragas. There's so much long-range engage for Cloud9. You know, since they got this early lead, they really would look to abuse that, but maybe now CLG are going to be able to play defensively, and no teleport on Trundle means they might be able to turn some numbers advantage. Make no mistake, though, Cloud9 still very much in control of this game.
Yeah. And
a well-placed sneaky arrow into a Jensen. Azir Sec could definitely be devastating and break this game wide open.
Seems like they're placing them now, but Cloud9 may have a lack of wards for the time being, and it may start to hurt them as Counterlogic Gaming is coming out, double Sightstone, now pink wards in the inventory that are full slots that can't be filled up on C9's side. Just the small things that could play against them here as they lose momentum.
Yeah, Cloud9 going to easily bully them off this turret. You really open up the map, try and put those wards down 1 inch further. CLG have to respect that initiation that Cloud9 are packing.
Arrow, yeah, arrow to the face. Bunny FuFuu hitting all his hooks, as well as, yeah, that's what we said kind of in Champion Select. As soon as we saw Meteos pick up Gragas and then the Ashe came in, was whoever gets picked on this team is going down immediately. We've seen that happen just about 7 times, 4 of those straight to Sneaky.
Yeah. A lot of really good outplays early on in the game for Cloud9 is what got them to this point. Now they're really sitting on that early gold lead that they did earn and trying to cement it with jungle control. You can see the ward line slowly moving up here. Now they get blue fight, and it should be easy to get. There we go, Jensen gets the last hit.
I'm gonna say they're keeping Sneaky on these side waves pretty heavily, but it's getting tied out. Stixxay is staying in them as well. Impact's gonna push the bottom lane now, as seems like love around Baron still seems to be a thing. Keeping that vision, keeping that pressure could really sway the game in one way. Dragon in 1 minute, it could be a nice another ocean and sustain for Cloud9 if they're able to get it.
Yeah, and I really do like the way that Cloud9 are playing this, since you know they've got the Ashe that's working towards crit multipliers as far as her build, you know, compared to the Lucian that's going the really early game build on full armor penetration and you know mobility build that's been really popular. But Sneaky, if he stays up in the team fights, is going to be able to put out a lot more DPS. Not to mention, Jensen's Azir has done some amazing things for them in the team fights. So they're just working to stack those 2 powerhouse carries up right now and kind of sit on their fat cushion of a lead.
Well, he's trying to do what he was kind of pushing to the wayside in the interview, right? He's like, the team may not be that good, but if I go 4-0 and 1 each game, the team can be that good for Cloud9. Sneaky's definitely doing a lot of great work with Bunny FuFuu in the bot lane in this game, and looking like a team that could change things around for themselves. Obviously, a lot of power across the board. We're not just we're not seeing them, rather, all show up at once. 26 minutes into this one. Like we said, bot lane showing up this time, waiting for the rest of the team, but where does Counterlogic Gaming get back into this one?
Well, they're going to have to start by escaping. And that's going to be Stixxay. He gets out, so good escape there. Teleport comes in, though, and they're going to fight it!
Oh, they're escaping, but they're putting themselves right back in as well. That's going to be Jensen going down. A lot of damage in the beginning of the fight has been lost by Cloud9. You can see how much they want to turn and reassess the fight, but they just don't have the chance. This is Counterlogic Gaming, and now they're going to get a second kill for themselves, coming up completely, I'd say almost unscathed, but there's some bars blinking and some summoner spells.
Very big turn there from CLG, and oh, whoa, they're gonna start the Baron. That's pretty risky. Sneaky's still up, and he dishes out some damage. They're gonna stay on it though. Meteos does have smite, but no flash.
Very low. There is the dot damage that also ticks as well when you're fighting. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Woo.
Everybody gets a little antsy there. You're starting very low. Playing with fire there, boys.
When next moment you know your whole team flashes forward and you're the support left by the Baron by yourself.
Yeah.
That 500 damage.
That was definitely one of those cases where you've been slowly losing for the majority of the game, and as soon as you see you get back into it, look at this pop on Jensen. They blow up Jensen, he's out of there, so Cloud9 abort immediately. They say, everybody,
do not
run, scramble, every man for yourself. Impact actually turned back around there. He might have been able to get away if he kept running up top. Yeah, they may have been able to chase him down anyways though, but regardless, Cloud9 make the call, scramble. We messed up on that one, so Bunny gonna get a hook just to increase his accuracy. And yeah, CLG, small step back into the game. Wanted to take a little bit too much after that. And they do stall out a little bit. So Cloud9 happy to still retain their lead. But Darshan gets nailed with the arrow.
I like the pillar. A little bit of the pillar to keep the slow there. Almost made him dodge it, but they come up big with the kill. And this is what Cloud9 wants. Now that, as you said, Kobe, they finally can get some of those wards forward. Those forward turrets are down. These arrows are a little easier to hit. You have a few more feet to go forward and take that advantage of the CC and the kill forward.
I'd be a little more cautious. You know, Cloud9, they're starting up this Baron once again, but Meteos did go with the ability power Runic jungle rather than the Cinderhulk, so he is, oh man, they're just burning it actually. So much damage. All right. Xmithie's toast as well.
Hello,
arrow steal. That's a closing right there. Big Baron power play coming up for Cloud9. 2 members down. Darshan will revive, but Xmithie's gonna be off the board. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah, you know, it takes a little bit longer, harder to tank if you don't have Cinderhulk, but it doesn't matter. They have Sneaky. His Infinity Ashe was completed. 3-item Azir post level 16 as well. They melt that sucker right up the middle as well.
Fantastic start to this one in the bot lane for Cloud9 to really look back at the beginning of it, just one after the other, and it was CLG that kind of came to lane with the high level 2, but then got themselves into trouble as Aphromoo and Stixxay kept going at Bunny FuFuu's Thresh. Under the turret as well. Those kept going back and forth, so really a reason to see how Cloud9 catapulted so far ahead this game, but keeping themselves there. They've been doing a very nice job of that.
Yeah, I wonder, I have to say right now, Bunny FuFuu's making a really good case for player of the game, but so is Sneaky. It was that whole duo working together, like you talked about, that earned them such a big advantage in the bottom lane. And the rest of Cloud9 performed very well as well. You know, we talked about Jensen earning that CS lead solo in the mid lane, and it really all came together with them. Impact cautiously backing off, doesn't want to give up any more kills. Good attempt, I guess. Saw it coming though. Stixxay, nice dodge. Still gonna be a kill on Aphromoo. They get one at least.
That zoning arrow.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. Should have
Impact gonna claim his life.
So we have Sneaky Bunny FuFuu clearing the wave. As Impact's gonna like, move minions, get out of the way. Come on, get out of the way. He gets himself another kill. 30-30 on the clock at 10-5 here. You're looking at just about a 7,000 gold lead here for Cloud9 as they start to push the top wave in. You do have Xmithie that can ult back to the base, but he's trying to push a wave out, trying to give Counterlogic Gaming something to work with after this is all over.
Look at the amount of Baron-empowered minions, though. They stacked up about 3 waves right here, and that is going to burn through the turrets just as well. Not just as much as the ADC Ashe, but it's going to help a little bit.
The whole team of Cloud9 moving so fierce. The catch onto Stixxay. Once again, he is not safe anywhere on the front line or the back line. Bunny FuFuu's hooks are threading the needle right
Bunny
now.
for sure. Bunny is destroying CLG. Hook after hook.
And I feel like he's been empowered as well. Plays on Bard came through yesterday, and now the play is on Thresh. The team seems to be behind him on these and giving him more confidence.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. That's actually just Stixxay walking up. So that was a, you know, both parts. Great hook there from Bunny, but also Stixxay.
Flash box too.
Lack of focus maybe. I think that's very important for CLG. After this game, we are into the best of 3s. We're going to mention it, you know, for a couple more weeks still here every time. But again, best of 3 is so important to be able to refocus after a game 1 like this. And CLG still definitely, you know, do have that chance. But Cloud9 feeling so good, especially Bunny, as you said. He was feeling a bit of pressure. You know, sometimes you talk about substitutes playing behind you, and you know, they add maybe that fire behind a player, and he's going to just go, you know what? I'm going to perform. You know, everybody wants to perform their best of ability, but sometimes it just spurs you on a little bit. Bunny's thriving under the pressure, and Cloud9 are definitely benefiting from it.
Ooh, pressure hits. You'll be safe to get out of that one quickly. As well as the pressure that they start to create, or Bunny even, and the rest of the team starts to create when they step to the front line. Nobody wants to be within hook range, and Bunny can hold that now to be even more aggressive and say, if it's up, you're probably gonna get hooked, and that's what you're seeing CLG give respect to. Minion waves pouring into the top here. Mid lane is actually stuck in mid, so they're really looking to work this bottom turret here, possibly a kill and to end the game. But it doesn't look like CLG is really gonna give them an inch here. They're saying take the waves and a bit of the turret, but you're not getting a good engage.
Yeah, look at that. Bunny FuFuu also, he's at 32% cooldown reduction now. He's trying to get up to that maximum, just spam out death sentences. More opportunities to make plays. Sneaky's arrow about to come back off cooldown too. That might be the go button for Cloud9.
They have the Guardian Angel on Meteos, so he could easily fly in and give himself up for the turret, and then the resulting fight. There's the cast that goes down behind. Darshan doesn't get popped into the fight on that one, and they are going from the side of Counterlogic Gaming. The box pulls out the culling as well.
Impact there with his ultimate on heals while the turret is trying to laser him down and actually gains life during it. Oh, there's Jensen.
There's the double Emperor's Divide, and it will do just that to Counterlogic Gaming. Stixxay gets hit in the back. Impact makes sure he has the AD carry as a target as the rest of the team focuses now. What is the front line for Counterlogic Gaming? They're back onto Darshan as a team now, and they take him down after the Zhonya's comes back up. It'll be a few more shots from Sneak before they can turn onto Stixxay and Aphromoo. Jensen is fallen, but he is watching his team just take down Counterlogic Gaming here. They look to get another inhibitor, and the minion wave has met the mid lane inhibitor turret, and they'll go for that next.
That was a impressive little last stand there as Darshan got off the Zhonyas and was able to heal up a massive amount, but not close enough, and Cloud9 will take game number 1 here.
Going in quite hard. It does look like they'll have what they need to finish it out. Aphromoo throws himself in the fire, and he's going to go down trying his damnedest to stop this Nexus turret from going, and it's going to be Stixxay, the quick cleanse, but it's not enough. Cloud9 from the bot lane. This game, 15-6, 35 minutes in. They'll take game 1 of the series over CLG.
I gotta tell you, it has been a while since I have seen Sneaky really go off like that. But man, him and Bunny working in concert in the bottom lane, huge carry performances from them. Sneaky, we always talk about, oh yeah, he's just so reliable for the team. He's always there. He's a standard performer. He's always a great DPS, but whew, 7 kills there, 7-0-4 for him, and Bunny doing all the setup work there on Thresh.
And if it feels like a lane you could go aggressive on early, right? You're Braum and Lucian. You're going to stun Ashe once, and then she's going to die pretty much in that lane. But hooked under the turret twice, then you kind of come back with that fire in your eyes, and you're like, well,
try again, buddy.
One more time. We could do it one more time. No, not one more time. And it just catapulted Cloud9 into the lead. Meteos as well, like you mentioned, early vision for him allowed Jensen to play safe. And a few of the pokes early gave Jensen the lead in that lane. So it was almost like everybody did what they needed to take their own lane.
Yeah, I think Meteos might be the one moving into the super reliable role. He's playing very similar to his old style where it's super, CS oriented and vision oriented. And he's done a good job controlling it in a game like this where you've got your mid lane winning in CS and your bottom lane is crushing as well. That's all that you want from the jungler. You don't need the jungler starting fights where they don't need to be. Just provide that protection and let the lanes do what they need to.
All right, well, we still have possibly 2 more games to go, but for now, we're going to hand it off to Dash.